Morning to our students in KAID 500. I'd like to check if you can hear me. We are using a webinar platform in our Zoom. Um, Please type letter A if you can hear me for those who are in the Zoom and also those who are watching in YouTube. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much, which means you can hear me clearly now. Welcome. We are also live in our official YouTube channel. So for those who were not able to get in the Zoom, you may watch our session today in our official YouTube channel. This is the component C of our KAID 500 and let me share my screen first. Okay, so this is our component C and what we are going to discuss today is that we are going to continue our discussion with the nonverbal communication, including what to wear during your job interview. If you remember, you have learned from our previous session in component B the importance of writing an application letter and resume, and we said that in case you will not receive any feedback from after your submission of these documents, simple reason, no, the hiring officer was not impressed, no, is not impressed in the content and your style of writing in your resume. And the purpose of resume is for you to get an interview, and after the interview, well, we know that the purpose of the interview is for you to get the job, all right? And if you were not hired, well, probably the very basis why you were not hired is because your performance in the interview were not impressive. Okay, this time let's continue our discussion with how are you going to bolster your chances of getting the job that you want during the interview by learning more about non-verbal communication. All right, so let's start. Now there are three sets of cues important in job interviews. No, one is the vocal. Well, that talks about the tone of your voice. No, the other one is the physical appearance. Well, of course, that includes your personality, how you look, your facial expression, and the way you carry your attire, the color of your attire. No, the proper attire that you wear during the job interview, and the third one is your body movement, your gestural, no, your hands, okay? Um, Everything about body movement. All right? So you have to take note of that during job interview. The hiring officer or the interviewer are very knowledgeable in getting an idea, in making an impression of your potential and of your capability based on these three things. In fact, I have read somewhere, no, that sometimes your hireability, one factor of your hireability or one indicator of your hireability, whether you will be hired, whether you can be trusted, whether you deserve from the position, is based on the personality, no, how you looked at the time. So that refers to the nonverbal communication. Okay, so we have vocal, we have physical appearance, and we have body movement. So some facts about nonverbal communication. The evaluation of your nonverbal communication starts as soon as you walk into the company's lobby and continue until the interview is finished. If your nonverbal communication skills aren't up to par, it won't matter how well you answer the question. So, equally important in your job interview is your nonverbal communication. No? Even if you are still, the moment that you enter in the company's lobby, sometimes you have to be careful because companies have installed CCTV in their lobby or in the area where you are waiting for your turn to be interviewed, and this panel or these hiring officers are staying in a separate room and they're making initial assessments of your, yeah, of your stay there, no, like of your nonverbal communication, how you sit, whether you have communicated to other applicants or not. No, I mean, it's not about whether you have communicated to them, but they have to make some observation while you are waiting for your turn. That's why you have to be careful about that. Even if you have not faced them, no, or if you have not seen them, there are ways that they can really observe you, especially the moment that you enter into their premises. Nonverbal communication is driven by someone's emotional state and instincts. So, how you're feeling, like nervousness and not very confident, you'll be more likely to fidget and avoid eye contact. So, you are driven by your emotion, you are driven by your feeling. That's why the interview is the indicator. The interview is the final deciding factor, because even if your resume was written impressively, no, you have an impressive resume, but we want, if I am the hiring officer, I want to validate the things that you have claimed in your resume. And if I'm so impressed in the content of your resume, I'd like to say that, no, whether I can see that the moment that you are in an interview, based on, you know, the way you look at me, the way you respond to my questions, no, whether you are fidgeting or not, because this is the common problem of our applicants, no, of many of our students, because they lack confidence because of the feeling of tension and anxiety and uncertainty, they tend to fidget. All right. The interviewers' reaction to job candidates are strongly influenced by the applicant's appearance. No? So you see, the interest, you will see that, no, you will notice that the interest of the interviewer when you are in a job interview depends much on your appearance, no, how you respond to the questions, how you know, you look at them, how you talk to them, how you communicate with them. Studies show that persons who are attractive and appropriately dressed generally receive higher ratings than ones judged to be unattractive or inappropriately dressed. All right? Because the way you dress, the way you know, clothe yourself speaks a lot about you, about your preparation, about your personality, and about your interest for the position. So if you are not dressed well for the occasion, there is an impression, or it will give an impression that you don't have any respect at all to the persons whom you are going to communicate with, no, and that you are not really interested, you are not showing any interest with regards to the position and joining with the company. So that's why you have to be careful, because your appearance really matters a lot, no, that's very important. All right. That's why you have, I said in our first session, that I said the night before you should have a good night's sleep, no? Because having a complete sleep can really make you look different, no? I mean, it can make you fresh the following day, and your attire also matters, no? We are going to talk about it later. An interviewee must be credible. In order for him to form a positive impression, they must have self-confidence, attitude, and positive personality traits. So you have to be believable, all right? Because you have things that you have claimed in your resume, and that you are going to validate that. I'm going to validate that if I am the hiring officer during the interview, and you're going to respond to that. So it's not enough that you will say this and that, but it also has to, it I the interviewer must also see the believability and the credibility in your words and in your answers, in your personality traits, no? The way you respond to them, the way you exude confidence, no, the way you project, all right, the way you talk, even the way you talk, no. So human communication consists of 65% nonverbal communication, and only 35% consists of words. Or you see, so communication does not only involve words, but even non-verbal. And it says here that it's 65%. It's even more. It accounts even more compared to words. So what are this nonverbal communication? This includes your facial expressions, no? The tone of your voice. I already mentioned that, no? Whether masyadong tagning or masyadong maliit, mahina ang boses mo, all right? Pag mahina masyado or tagning masyado ang boses mo, then you have to do something about that, all right? I mean, you put yourselves in the shoes of the interviewer. You don't like to listen someone who has that tingling voice or a very slow, low tone voice, no? Okay? Your movement, your appearance, your eye contact, and your gestures. So take a look at this nonverbal communication, and this will be, no, observed, and this will be given due importance when you are in a job interview. So later on, as I said, what are we expecting today is that aside from we're going to continue this topic, before we end our talk, we're going to have some of you, no, practice the interview. So you are going to have a mock interview. We cannot call all of you, but some of you, and I suggest that you volunteer because so that we can coach you, no, we can take note. Don't be afraid, don't be scared, don't feel shame if you will be noticed if there will be some points that will be given to you for improvement, because as I said, my belief is that the moment, no, every time you face this dreaded experience, the more that you can gain confidence. All right, so do not be afraid to volunteer to participate in our mock interview later on. All right, because as I said, how can we correct you, how can we give you some tips? All right, we are just giving this lecture, but it will be nice if we can see what areas that we can really help you improve, in your interview performance, or in your ability, in your skills of interview, facing the job interview. All right, so mamaya mag-volunteer kayo, dahil we are going to have mock interview. All right, well, advisable body language during job interview. If you're in a face-to-face interview, of course, have a firm handshake. If your handshake is too slack, it will seem as if you're not interested. You make eye-to-eye contact with the interviewer for a few seconds at a time. And the question there is that how long is the eye-to-eye contact, no? Well, it says that 2 to 6 seconds. Okay? Wag din masyado dikit, no? Hindi din maganda yung nakadikit ka na lang sa mata ng interviewer mo. All right? Meron din variation. Magtingin ka rin sa gilid, ganyan-ganyan, no? You smile and you nod at appropriate times when the interviewer is talking. Don't laugh unless the interviewer does first. Okay? Don't slouch, you relax and lean forward a little towards the interviewer so you appear interested and engaged. Later on, we're going to have a mock interview, and some of you will volunteer, some of you will face that. I suggest that you turn on your camera, no? Switch on your camera so that we can see the facial expression. All right? So parang ma-practice na kayo na you're really in a job interview, because if you will be in a job interview in the future, and if it's going to be a remote virtual interview, you will really be advised by the interviewer to switch on your camera. Okay? You keep your feet on the floor and your back against the lower back of the chair. Because if you're not doing that, if you're like sitting like this, no, uh, it seems that you don't pay so much respect to the interviewer. It seems that you're in an equal footing in terms of position and achievement with that of the interviewer, and it will not give an impressive impression. All right, so you have to lean a little forward, no, okay, pay attention, and you have to look interested. You listen, do not interrupt, you stay calm. Even if you had bad experience in previous job interviews, you keep that emotions to yourself. So do not be too emotional. Um, Others, they can cry. They sounds like they are begging that, you have to hire me like this and like that. No, so don't be like that. All right. You have to bank on your experience, and you have to bank on your capability. Not sure what to do with your hands? You can hold a pen, especially if you're in a face to face interview. You can hold a pen, a notepad, or rest an arm on the chair or on your lap so you look comfortable. Don't let your arms fly around the room when you're making a point. Okay? Now let's talk about attire. Um, so I said that attire is also very important, no? Um, And in fact, it can, the impression and the response and the interest of the interviewer sometimes will be based on how you look or the way you wear, the way you dress yourself during job interview will affect the reaction and the interest, no, of the interviewer. Kasi makita nila, no, baka sa man ni siya, uy, wa man naghanda, no, or okay siya magsuot, no, nice, very nice. So meaning to say, makita mo talaga kung preparado ang isang aplikante, no, the way he dress himself or herself. All right? So let's start with the gentleman now. One is that you can work with colors and layers. For the gentleman, remember that you're in a generation that's the latest generation that we may have in this world. You are digital natives, and there is an impression that your generation is a generation with fashion and style. So what you can do is that during job interview, you can show that you can work with colors and layers, in that sense that you are not only showing your fashion and style, your taste for fashion and style, but you're also showing that you are a creative person. No? You are an imaginative person. You have a good imagination of how you should look like. No, so you don't stick only to one color, because having a variation of colors, as long as colors are coordinated with each other, is already a reflection of, you are innovative and you are creative. Okay, all right. You can wear sweater and button down, especially if, number one, the interview happens during rainy season. Okay, that's justifiable. The second one is that if the job requires you to move a lot, if you need to travel a lot, if you need to, hop from one place to another, that's the requirement of the position, then you can wear sweater and button down. Because in that case, in the sample photo, you can see there that the person, no, in the photo is always on the go. No, he looks always on the go. So you can like ask him to move, travel. All right. So if that is the requirement of the position, especially for technical courses, like if you're into engineering or criminology, or architecture, you can wear that, no, during job interview. If the job requires you to stay most of the time in the office, no, and number two, if you are going to face most of the time your superior, no, those who are at the top echelon of the organization, mga bosses mo, then what you can do is that you can wear navy blue blazer. Why navy blue? Because look at the guy in the photo. He looks fashionable, all right? Again, do not forget that your generation, we have an impression that your generation has really a taste for fashion and style, no? 'Di ba? Kayo yung mga on the go, always on what's in and out. That's why nauso nga sa inyo ang OOTG, 'di ba? Because you are so concerned about on how you look, all right? Uh you think that being impressive, no? And the impression of other people on the way you look is so important to you, and that's why you have to prove that. All right, not because you dress just to impress, but you dress for you to show your personality in terms of your creativity and in terms of your preparedness for the work. Ayan, so navy blue blazer. Well, this one is very safe, no? If you want to be in the safe zone, then you can wear casual button down. This one you will never go wrong. If you don't if you don't have any idea on the specific requirements of the position, this wearing this attire during job interview will make you in a safe zone, no? Will put you in a safe zone. Or you can go back to basics as black and white. So generally for the gentleman, what you can wear during job interview is that you can wear a suit that's in solid color like navy, dark gray, or navy blue. Long sleeve shirt, because if you're wearing suit, do not wear suit if you're wearing a short sleeve, no. When you wear suit, you wear long sleeve, all right? So Look for a color that's coordinated with your suit. Of course, you wear belts, you may wear tie, and then dark socks and conservative leather shoes. You may wear, you can wear some jewelry. I'd like to ask the guys here. Please type, no, what do you think is the most important jewelry for the guys? You know, ano? Ayan, that's correct, no? Watch. All right. So watch is the most important, or one of the most important jewelry that a guy can wear. Sorry. Saan naman eh? Sorry, sorry. Paano ba mag-back? Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that. So watch is the most important, no? Especially if you're in an interview. Ako, if I'm in an interview, if I'm the one doing the interview, one thing that I have to notice is the watch, no? Because again, it reflects your taste for fashion and your personality, no? Okay. What you wear, the watch that you wear during the time will give me an impression of your preferences and choices in life, no? And you know, your understanding in life. All right. Okay. So that's why you have to be careful about the watch that you are going to wear during job interview. Neat professional hairstyle. You limit the aftershave and neatly trimmed nails. For sure, the ladies will agree with me if I would say that guys with untrimmed nails are so yucks. No? I mean, you're so dirty looking. Kay hugaw mo ng tagas kay kuko, no? Ya, napag-iuban nga, nanuksok ang mga hugaw, kikiton pa yun, di ba? So, that's so yucks. That's so ew for me, no? So, aside from I'm going to look at the watch, I'm also going to look at the nails, no? Whether the nails are trimmed, whether the hands are, clean, okay? Hindi naman natin kailangan na medyo soft or what ang kamay mo, no? Basta malinis lang, all right? You can also bring portfolio or briefcase in a face-to-face job interview, because sometimes what you can put some important documents that may necessary, very necessary, no, during job interview. Baka tanungin ka, baka hanapan ka ng mga documents, no, so nilagay mo sa portfolio mo or sa briefcase mo. And in fact, that's why in Kain 500 you are required to submit, no, a sample career portfolio, because we are training you to compile, no, all your documents, any documents, anything that you think are reflective of your achievements, no, professional achievement, career achievement, no, or anything that will bolster your credentials. All right. For the ladies, these are the suggested interview attire. One is sweater and black dress pants. No, in this case, looks like you're on the go, especially if you're going to travel, and then take a jeep or taxi. No, so at least easy for you to move if you are going to wear this dress. No? You can experiment with button down again, especially in our place, hats. No, and this one will look you so relaxed, no, okay, just like the guys. If the position requires you to stay in the office most of the time and face the job the head of the company or the supervisors, no, those who are occupying higher positions in the organization, then I suggest that you wear navy blue blazer and khaki shirt because you will look very corporate, no? Very corporatist look if you are wearing this one. And again, why I have biases for blue colors because um you can match that with different colors, and blue actually symbolizes, although black is also nice, no, blue actually symbolizes loyalty, no, represents loyalty, no. And there is an impression in your generation that your generation are not loyal, kaya nga nauso sa inyo ang kasabihang hashtag walang forever, no, dahil nga mahilig kayo papalit-palit, no, madali kayo magsawa, ang ganon. So but if you're going to wear blue, medyo it will also change some perspective, no, it will change that perspective about your generation, people from your generation, all right? So, at saka pag blue, you can match that. You can play with different colors, no? Uh, as I said, you have to be creative in mixing with different colors in your attire. If the job, just like the guys, requires you to move a lot, travel a lot, no, then you can wear button down and V-neck sweater. So like for example, again, those who are engineering, those who are architecture, criminology, you don't need to be wearing dress because you are not going to stay in the office most of the time. You need to be on the field, no, and wearing attire like this will give an impression that this applicant really knows the requirement of the position. That's why ganun na ang suot niya. Okay? So we cannot, I mean, without hesitation, there is a possibility that the hiring officer will consider you because of what you are wearing during that interview. All right? If the job, just like marketing, no, if the job requires you to face clients, no, uh, customers or clients, if you are into sales and marketing, so you can wear statement dresses because ladies, you have to be feminine look, no, you have to show the soft side of you when you are, for example, discussing something to your potential client, you're closing a deal, or especially if you're into sales and marketing, the nice thing is that you should be in a statement dresses because that will bring the feminine side of you. No, you have to be on the soft side. You have to be on the sweet. You have to show the sweet spot in you so that it's easy for you to convince your potential client or potential buyer of your product or service. Okay? You can wear also print cardigans. So kanina, kung blue about loyalty, print cardigans is all about expertise, no? It's all about authority. If you're wearing black with some, some whites, okay, combination of whites, it's you're trying to show an impression that you are really in authority of the position, especially if the job are technical in nature, like again engineering, no, or um, accounting, like CPA or accounting field, no? Those are technical in nature, or IT, no? Mga computer science or IT related. Uh, you can wear that, no? Black with a combination of white, no? Because again, the impression is that if you're wearing black, you're in a person of authority. Okay, you are knowledgeable of the technical requirement of the position. You can also wear black dress and tights, just like the print cardigans. That's the intention of it, no? Again, just instill in your mind that you wear black because you want to show that you are knowledgeable, you are expert in the technical requirement of the position. You wear blue, especially if you want to give an impression that you are loyal, and you see that in that position there is a fast turnover of employees, of staff, okay? And what colors you should not wear during job interview? Of course, flashy colors, no? Very strong colors like red. Because red, ano kasi siya, it's a provoking color, no? Green, do not wear green in a job interview. Why? Because green kasi is the color in the hospital. So, it's a color of those who are sick in, you see mga medical personnel in the hospital, aside from white, they're wearing green. Okay? So don't wear green during job interview. Okay? Murag dagway ana ba? Murag masakiton or murag sickly or what, no? Part of the topic that we are going to discuss in Kain 500 is entrepreneurship because we have included this. There were some concerns or questions raised by our previous students in Kain 500 in the past that what about if I am not interested to be an employee forever? I want also to run my own business, no? So we can include a short topic about entrepreneurship to give you an idea, no, about running your own business because employment can be both wage employment. So yan, pwede ka empleyado ka, no? Empleyado ka sa isang company, nag-receive ka ng sweldo, meron kang boss. Or the other one is self-employment. Ang self-employment is that ikaw ang boss. Be your own boss in your own enterprise, in your own business. Okay? But maybe for you, you can start as wage employment so that you'll have an idea on how it is to be in another company, for you to gain an experience. Now, sometimes it's difficult for you to start your own business. So you can start in wage employment and then later on you can run your own business. If you think that you're more capable, all right, that your interest is more on running your own business, then you can develop that over time. So what do you mean by entrepreneurship? I think I have already mentioned that it's self-employment. You run your own business. But when you be an entrepreneur, I think as most of you have seen the series Startup, no, and it will give you an idea on how to start a business. When you're going to start a business, this time in order for you to thrive and survive and sustain, dapat your business, no, the product that you are going to introduce or the service that you are going to introduce in the market must be something new, no? Something different, may not be new but at least something different, all right? um, there are tweakings, no? There are tweakings in your product or in the service that you are introducing in the market. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, please check in yourself whether you have these qualities, no? One is that are you a risk taker? Okay. Um, are you not afraid to fail? Are you not afraid to lose some of your money, some of your resources, some of your savings? Are you not afraid to lose face, no? Sometimes because when you fail, other people will not look at you, will not help at you. When you have an idea, when you introduce an idea, and if the idea is something new, other people will laugh at you, no? They will tell you that, it's not possible. You don't have a capital, you don't have money, you are not from a family of businessmen, because they think that only those from the family of businessmen are also capable of being an entrepreneur. No, it's not. Okay, so are you a risk taker? You're not afraid to lose some of what you have. Number two, willing to work hard, no? Sometimes being an entrepreneur, you have to work triply hard than those who are in the wage employment. You're passionate about pursuing a business idea. That's why it's connected to risk taker, because you have that passion, no? You don't care that you will lose something. After all, losing something and failing at that stage of your life will give you a lesson to be better, no, in the next move that you are going to have. As I said, you are not afraid to lose money, time, and face. You can easily bounce back when things fail. If you go into business, you will really fail at first, probably second, no, in first attempt or in second attempt, no. But the thing there is that you are not discouraged. When you fail, you get up, no. You you stand up and recover, all right? Prove that you can do it and learn from your failures, okay? Learn from what went wrong. Physically and emotionally able to withstand the pressures. You are resourceful and you are innovative. You can envision the future, all right? Makikita mo na hala in the future ito ang kailangan, ito na ang magiging trend, no? Knows how to sell and market and you can handle money well. So ikaw mismo alam mo 'yan, no? Kung kuripot ka ba, kung marunong ka ba mag-save, hindi ka ba splurge, all right? Hindi ka ba one day millionaire, okay? So what does it take to become an entrepreneur? Number one is you assess yourself. No? Check. Binigyan ko na kayo ng idea. You study the business you want to go into. All right? So you read, you expose yourself to the environment, to the business environment that you want to go into. You ask advice and ask for help. Prepare for both success and failure. All right? And there's also microfinancing, no? In fact, if you are interested of really running your own business, by now you should have started doing research, going to DTI, going to government institutions that can help you access funds, no, for your business. Like, DTI, for example, they have a Go Negosyo Center. They are giving training, no, and workshops for those who would want to be entrepreneur. I know that DOST, Department of Science and Technology, they also give funds, provide funds for business, no, for small businesses. Department of Labor, they also have program for entrepreneurship. So it's only for you to access, no? It's only for you to expand your network and look at these institutions who can help you, no? And even DBP, I've heard that Development Bank of the Philippines, they also grant loans for entrepreneurship. Okay, so I already mentioned that. So let's proceed to our workshop, to our mock interview. But before that, let us be reminded that interview questions can be simple, object, mirror, and unconnected. When you say simple, uh, when you're asked your name, then that's simple. How do you feel right now? I feel good. I feel nervous, but I'm fine. Okay. So those are simple questions that need simple answers only, You don't need to be so complicated in your answers. Why these questions are being asked? Because it will just it's just, these questions are asked to set the tone, to make you relax, all right? For the grilling, for the grilling session ahead. The next one is objects question. No? Object questions because this requires more descriptive answers. Pag sinasabi mo descriptive, you describe, no? It's not just yes or no answer, but it's about, can you tell me something about why you are applying for this position or anything that's relevant, your experience relevant to the position, no? So you describe, like for example, you have work experience that's related to the core, to the position, or you have exposure while you were still in school that you think are helpful in the performance of the position, all right? The third one is mirror, and mirror and unconnected are linked to each other. Sometimes you will be surprised to hear those questions because you might feel that those questions are not relevant to the position. No? And I have heard many KAID 500 students in the past giving examples of these mirror or unconnected questions. The question there is that, how are you going to manage yourself in responding to these questions? Later on, you will encounter some of these mirror or unconnected questions. Like for example, the question of, if you're an animal, what animal would you want to be? All right? Okay. So, say connection anak kung animal ko, no? But you have to be careful. You have to really connect the answer to the position. Well, in interview, there's the rule of three. You have to be brief, you have to be articulate, and try to have a structure. Why this is advice? Because to avoid you going around the bush in your answer. Sometimes, maski asa ka na lang padulong, no? Nisiwang ka na sa imong tubag, dili na importante ang imong answer, all right? What's the relevance of your answer to the question? you have to be articulate, no, and show to them that you are really confident for the position. Rule of marketing, you remember this always, that you are selling yourself. You are proving yourself to the interviewer that you are the best person of the job for the job. So that's why you have to address their needs. You have to study what are the requirements of the position, what they want from an applicant, no, and what's in it for them. If you will be hired, then what advantage will they get from you? What value adding uh, characteristics or experience or skills you have which you think are, other applicants don't have and are relevant for the position, no? I remember when I applied for a group study exchange sponsored by Rotary decades back in the US, no? It was a exchange program for professionals, and I learned that my other applicants, there's an applicant who is a judge, no, city councilors, and city councilors, may isa owner ng school, tapos may mga doctors, yung ganon, no, very impressive ang kanilang credential. Ako simpleng empleyado lang ng UM. But I learned that part of the things that you are going to do is that do some promotions and marketing about the program, prepare some materials, no, promotional materials for the program, no, and I have experience doing that, being a former editor in chief in college, no, and my work in the university is also in promotions and marketing. So I know how to lay out, I know how to design things like that. So I flaunt those things, no, during the interview, because hindi mo naman pwede utusan ng judge, 'di ba? Ang counselors, ang konsehal, hindi mo na yan pwede utusan kasi mataas na masyado ang kanilang na-reach, no? So I believe that even if they in their credentials and their professional careers are very high, no, compared to my position in the university, but I still believe that I have talents and I have skills which are very important for the team, no? For the program and for the team, magamit sa team. So I flaunt that, no? I shared that to the panel of interviewers. Okay? So, pag-aralan mo kung ano talaga ang kailangan ng company, no? At saka sa position. And find out if you have those. And you focus on them. Again, I already mentioned last session about potential questions that will be asked. But wag ka matense because ang interview are questions about your life. So it's about you, no, 'di ba? Just share. And about the job. You have your life, you have your experience, you have your competencies, and these are the requirement of the position and the organization. That's why we are in an interview, because we are looking for a person who can fit that, no? Your life, the applicant, and the position and the company. Yun lang, no? Hahanapin lang ng interviewer, ng hiring officer yung fitness na yon kung meron ka ba. Okay? All right. So things you need to prepare before the interview, you remind yourself, no? You research the company. Skills, what are your skills? So you do an inventory of your potentials, of your skills, of your experience. What the employer wants, no? And your potential. Okay? All right. Sige. So let me check. I still have time, Benji, no? And Isa. So maybe I can like entertain muna. I will
Questions.
no, I will spearhead muna one or two applicants, no,
Okay,
and
sir.
na-send mo na sa akin yung yung report ko.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'd like to know kung sino ang pwede mag-volunteer. How many are here in the
We have 39 participants, sir, dito sa Zoom.
Okay, sige. Sige, so we need volunteer. I'd like to muna, initiate, facilitate the first interview. Or pwede ikaw ang mag-select? Paano ba natin malaman kung sino may gusto mag-volunteer?
Pwede siguro si Jamison, sir, Velasco.
Velasco? O sige. Pwede naman sila kasi mag-raise ng hand di ba? May raise hand ba dito? Wala. Magsulat. Sige na, mag-volunteer kayo kasi para maano kayo, ma-coach kayo. No? Huwag kayo matakot. Sino ang gina-volunteer mo? Si Velasco? Where is? Ayan. Brian Jake Velasco. Sige. Let's promote Brian Jake Velasco as panelist. Ikaw nag-volunteer sa kanya, di ba? Yan yun. Estudyante mo yan. I-promote natin si Brian na panelist. Nakita mo na, Bench?
I-cancel man nila, sir.
Ayan, Brian J.
Ano yan, sir? Brian J. Velasco.
Hi, Brian. Good morning. Brian?
Sir, hindi pa ako si Brian. I'm Janison Velasco, sir.
You are?
Janison Velasco.
Janison Velasco. Okay,
Yes, sir.
sige. Good morning, Jenison.
Good morning, sir.
Can you tell us something about yourself?
I am a team man, sir. Kaya ko makipaghalubilo sa ibang tao. Ano ba yan? I'm good at entertaining people, sir.
What course are you taking right now? You're into what program?
CBAA, sir, major in human resource management.
Oh, perfect, no? You're into human resource management. So in the
Sir.
future, you will be working as an HR, no? You will be working in an HR department.
Puhon, sir. Puhon, Kalayaan.
Is that your choice? Is that your choice?
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to take up HR? I mean, why are you taking HR? And what gives you the interest for that profession?
May dalawa akong rason, sir. Ang isa, doing business, while ang isa, sir, dealing with people.
Okay. Sige, so let's continue. What can you do for us that other candidates can't?
My best, sir.
Ano daw?
My best.
Ano yung best na yun?
I'm good at controlling emotions, sir. I'm good at handling stress, and I'm good at dealing inappropriate people, sir. Like, kung masuko na sila, I'm good at controlling my emotions. Ganyan, sir. Hindi ako basta-basta nagagalit, sir.
Okay. Sige. How has your experience in college prepared you for your career in human resource?
In college, sir, I become more confident and more I'm not confident, sir. Parang naging kanang murag na nagkabaga akong lang, sir, ba murag kanang good na ako mo entertain og people, sir. Di na ako mahadlok, di na ako sauna, sir, mahadlok dito mag-entertain og people, pero karon train man mi prepare for entertaining people, sir, dito kanang entertaining with people with confident or like kanang attitude, sir.
Okay. Sige. Thank you, Mr. Velasco. And
Thank you po, sir.
luck and stay safe always.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other volunteer? Any other volunteer? Class? Hindi na mag-volunteer na kayo. Check natin sa names. Mag-random call na
Brian,
tayo.
Brian, sir.
Brian? Sino si Brian? Sige.
Brian Jake Velasco.
Yung kanina pala, hindi siya si Brian Jake Velasco, no?
Janie yan, sir. Janie Son.
Velasco din.
Velasco din.
Sige, okay. Sige, Brian, your time to shine. Please switch
Brian,
on.
is it okay if you can on your camera?
Yeah.
Ayan.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Brian. Tell us something about yourself, Brian.
Um, I'm a hardworking person. I have an experience in computer.
What's your program? Academic program?
Financial management po.
Okay, BSBA Financial Management. What prod you? What encouraged you to take up financial management?
Sorry.
What encouraged you? Why you're taking up financial management?
Yeah.
What gives you the interest to take up that course?
To
Brian?
sir, start my business, sir.
Okay. Why not entrepreneurship? I think entrepreneurship is more fitting if you want to start your own business than financial management.
Because back then I was studying in other schools and they don't have entrepreneurship, so I take financial management.
So it's too late for you to shift to entrepreneurship. Is that so?
Yes.
All right. Okay. What if you're seeing yourself in the future starting your own business? What specific business you have in mind now?
Wala mo na si audio o camera. Wala si audio o camera.
Benji, I can hear you. Brian?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What specific business you have in your mind right now? Or not yet?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay. Okay ka lang, Brian, ha? Sige.
Yes, sir.
If I were to ask your professors or your previous boss to describe you, what would they say?
A person of great communication skills, organizational skills, and great to his job.
Ano siya daw? Hindi ko marinig masyado. Sorry, Brian. Pakiulit.
A person who have a great communicational skills and to his job.
Okay. What salary are you expecting, Brian, if you will be hired?
I believe, sir, there's there's a minimum salary for this job, and it is kanang na siya sir na sa na siya mga kanang specific na salary na giyon sa government.
Okay. Sige, thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you, sir.
And stay safe always. Benji, you have you have a copy of the presentation, right? Benji and
Yes,
Isa.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So I'll leave the remaining mock interview session to Benji and to Isa. So I'll stop sharing and then leave the room because thank you very much, no, Kain 500 students. I have equally important activity also to attend to. Sige, Benji, take over.
So we have here Ma'am Is, Emily Seniza. Emily, is it okay if you can on your camera and also your audio? Hello, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hello, good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
Hi, good
sir.
morning. Okay, so again, good morning, everyone. I'll be taking over Soray's role as your HR manager for today. All right. So, Emily, okay, before I ask you this question, what program are you enrolled in right now?
Ma'am, I'm major, BA Generalist, ma'am.
Okay, education. So before I ask you this question, can you tell me something about yourself first?
Okay. I am Emily. I am Emily Sinisa. I'm a working student. I came from Surigao del Sur. I'm here in Davao City to finish my studies, to provide my needs in my studies because my family cannot support my needs in my studies in college. So I work to finish my studies. This is all I want in my life, to finish my studies in college and to find a job that will provide my needs of my family, and especially to commit my dreams in my future, to be a professional teacher, and especially to have a business.
Okay, thank you very much for that. All right, so now your question is, if you had to live your life over again, what one thing would you change?
If I had to live my life over again, what one thing would I change? Siguro my how I live in my life, ma'am, because when I work, I really appreciate how the I kanang ano good ma'am kanang sito ay kanang nindot ng ilang panginabuhi ma'am ba with their family that can support all their needs in life without kanang kailangan guni mo maning kamot ma'am para makasurvive ka sa imong kinahanglan sa kinabuhi. Dili man sa ingon na gusto na ko ipagkambyo akong kinabuhi with my family, but I want to kanaang maunsa na ako ang kakayahan ma'am ba to do my best to to provide the needs of my family. If kanaang sa young age pa lang gud nako ma'am, kanang matabangan na nako sila ba kay dili man sa tigulang nako karon, pero wala pa man gud ko pakita sa akong family na matabangan ta mo sa ako ang kakayahan, kay ako ang ubang mga igsuon wala pud sila nakagraduate o college. So kana akong gusto mautro ma'am na sa bata pa lang na akong edad, daghan ako na-provide sa ako ang pamilya na dili kay kanang naglisod man jud good mi ma'am. Mao na siya akong gusto ma-change.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. And okay, next question. Is there anything else I should know about you?
Anything else?
aside from the things that you've shared with me a while ago about yourself, is there anything else that
ma'am, yes, ma'am, my potential in doing my best in my career, on how I should handle and manage everything that I need to focus on my job regarding my profession, regarding my personal life with my family, and on how I'm going to manage and handle everything to focus my career, and to kanang dili gud mapiktuhan ma'am ang trabaho regarding sa problem to my family or to myself.
All right. Thank you very much, Emily, for your honesty. I can feel that you're quite emotional now with with your responses. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anyone else who'd like to volunteer in our mock interview?
So we have here, ma'am, Marvin Feble. Joke lang. Okay. We have here, ma'am, Nicole. Okay, Nicole Lumod. Pangalan ni Nicole. Yan. Si
Hi, Nicole. By the way, for the information of everybody, just so we'd have a uniform setup, and to those who will be volunteering in a while, just assume that you're a graduate already and you're already in a job interview. And then as much as possible, let's also try our best to speak in English, to answer in English. Okay, just so to practice our communication skills. Because, of course, most probably during job interviews, it will really be in English. All right, so let's just do our best to speak in English. Okay. So again, assume that you're a graduate already, and then let's do our best to speak in English. Hello, Nicole. Are you there?
Good morning.
Is it okay if you can on your camera, Nicole? There you go.
Okay. All right, Nicole. So tell me something about yourself.
Um, Good day, everyone. My name is Nicole Elarida, and about myself, I am a happy-go-lucky. Like when problems come to myself, I think that problem into a opportunity to gain another opportunity to success. Like I think it in a positive way, mom. Like I didn't mind it too much so that it doesn't stress me too much, that specific problem.
Okay, do you think that happy-go-lucky personality of yours is an advantage when you become an employee, or in your future professional dealings?
Yes, ma'am.
In what way? Can you expound further?
Like if like the problem that I experience, I will not show it in the workplace, ma'am. If if I have a problem in my family, that problem will not reflect in order to distract my focus on the particular job, ma'am.
Okay. By the way, what's your program again?
Information BS Information Technology, ma'am.
Okay. So my question for you is, this is quite a personal question. If you were an animal, which one would you want to be?
Eagle,
Why?
because as you can observe of an eagle, ma'am, they fly so high. So because I am living with not too poor family, but in a stable, but I want to hit high like an eagle na over of my standard wants in life, ma'am. That's why I want to be an eagle to roll high, ma'am.
Okay. Very good. What about, okay, how would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
7, because personally I don't even um if I'm in work, I still want to learn more if I'm in the work scenario, ma'am. Because I know I'm not a perfect and I want to learn more, discover more things.
Which area in IT would you want to learn more about or want to be more skillful at?
Maybe in networking and troubleshooting and multimedia to to maybe also all through I have a basic learning, but I want to enhance. That's what I want, enhance my skills.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, will
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
relocate? Does relocation bother you if ever you're from Davao, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So for example, actually we have a vacant position in Cebu, and that's the
Yes.
only position that we have, vacant position that we have. Would you be willing to relocate? Does that bother you in any way?
Um, not too much, ma'am. But if the work is needed to relocate, that I am willing to go that location.
So you have no problem leaving your family and friends behind in Davao?
Uh, Although it's hard for me, but I will grab the opportunity, ma'am, because sayang.
All right. So we have to be practical, no?
Yes.
Okay, last question for you. How many hours a week do you usually work and why?
Hours, um, 5, 5 to 7.
A week?
A week. I thought a week. I thought kasi is a day. Mm, 30, 30, 24.
Okay, and why do you think so?
Maybe.
Or are you willing to go overtime if need be?
Ah,
Because
yes, willing, ma'am. If that's the command of the boss. If Because when I was an working student before, when my supervisor commands me to overtime because of too much workload to do, I'm willing because it's our job.
okay, thank you very much, Nicole, for that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good job. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you have some more volunteers?
So we have another ma'am, Miguel Emmanuel Fernandez. Miguel?
Morning, Miguel.
Morning.
By the way, I'd like to congratulate all those students who volunteered, for today's activity, today's mock interview. It takes a lot of courage actually to do this kind of thing. All right, Miguel, let me ask you, what's your program?
DSIT, ma'am.
Oh, also an IT student. Graduating?
Yes, ma'am. Already graduated.
Okay.
I
Already graduate?
mean, we have to assume that we are already graduating.
I'm sorry. Just for the go on.
Okay.
In reality.
Graduating.
All right. Sige. So for this again, for this setting, assume that you're a graduate already. So Miguel, you're an IT graduate. Can you tell me something about yourself?
I am an introverted person, but if need be, I can be extroverted, especially when it is a really busy setting. I am an effective communicator. I am a team player, and I am really detailed when data needs to be organized.
Okay, so why did you take up IT?
At first, it wasn't really my choice. It was the choice selected by my parents because somehow they can see that everything is slowly going over the internet, and for them, they think that IT is the choice that will, get me a lot of money. But as time goes by, I started to like this course, and I can see myself having a career in this course.
Okay, that's nice to hear. All right, so my question for you is, tell me about the last time you had a disagreement with someone.
The last time I had a disagreement with someone, I think it was with my classmate about how a certain, like a how it was a difference in our understanding in a certain lesson, and since he was being a bit close-minded, so I decided that to um like, what do you call this, like, leave him be, so that it would not raise the tension between us. And then after a while, he decided to ask the teacher about his understanding on the lesson. Then eventually the teacher corrected him.
Okay, so were you saying that you're not into like confrontations and all?
um I actually already did my part in telling him that his understanding is a bit off, but
Mm,
he was a bit being close-minded, so I decided not to push on.
all right. Okay, so next, if I gave you an elephant, where would you hide it?
An elephant is really huge, but where would I hide it? Most probably in a thick forest, because that's where an elephant naturally lives.
So you just return it to its natural habitat.
Yes.
Okay. What has been your most disappointing experience?
Well, in my life, I encountered a lot of disappointing experiences already, but if there's one, I think it's where I participated in this competition once, but and then somehow I felt like I didn't really give my all in that competition. So remembering that experience, it made me the experience itself marked a lesson in me that I need to give my all, despite, I mean, like, even if it's not really a big thing, I have to give 101%.
Okay, now speaking of disappointments, how do you deal with frustrations, disappointments, failures?
Um, Usually I would just play video games, but there are times that I really don't have the luxury of playing video games. So what I would do is I would take a short break, a breather, then think about all the things that um like what made me got to this point and why I can't stop now. And then I also like buy food, eat food.
All right, so stress eating.
Yes.
All right, so thank you, Miguel, for your
Thank you.
honesty, for your answer. All right, so do we have some more?
Yes, ma'am. We have Evander Peñas.
Hello, Evander. Good morning.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning
Hello,
po.
good morning. What's your program?
My program is CPE.
Mm.
I'm taking this ed right now, this ed education,
Major?
English. Yeah.
English?
Yes po.
Okay. So assume that you're a graduate already. And okay, let's say that you've already passed the licensure exam. So Miguel, Evander, can you tell me something about yourself?
Um, Actually, I graduated last month, Bachelor of Science and Education at the University of Mindanao. So um, basically I'm 24 and my hobbies is I like reading, doing reading in my free time, and also I love doing good some essay, something like that. And most of my free time and I reading extensively through my from our room.
Okay. Why education and why English as a major?
To be honest, my aim is to teach student. I want to since we are in a new paradigm right now, in 21st century teacher skills. So my aim to my future student is to teach the courses, creative creativity, critical thinking skills, and other C's. So and my philosophy is anchored to essentialism, which is to teach the essential body of knowledge. So, and also I want to pursue my also my future students, ma'am, that I want to feed up the skills, right? And also and when you mentioned earlier that why I choose English, because English is my weakness and I want to improve it and use my future career.
All right. Have you always wanted to become a teacher?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, po. Yes, po.
Okay, great. So, I've seen applicants with impressive credentials and good years of experience. Now, why should I hire you for the job and not them?
Oh, okay. That's really tough question. That's really it's, I've seen applicants with impressive credential and good years of experience. Why should I hire?
So, why should I hire you of all people?
Okay, because I am fresh, to be honest, and I'm willing to learn, mom. That's the key. Because in the first place, I don't have any experience of this kind of job, but I'm willing to be learn because my primary aim also is um, to be flexible and to learn more about new knowledge and never stop learning.
All right, but aside from your willingness to learn, what other characteristics or personal attributes do you think you have that would um, make you unique from other applicants?
Um, it's probably uh, I'm more on probably I'm more on um, probably I'm not commit late, something like that, and I always on time when I go to my workplace before, and I easily adjust to a different attitude and personality. I am consistent and every that I do, ma'am. So when I have a job, I can um, consistently do my job and um, and to do more to impress the employer, and it takes common sense. Not to remind always the job. This is your job or that job. So yeah, it's that's all. That's all. I
All
think.
right, thank you. So I take it that you're consistent. You're also punctual, right?
Yes.
And you can adapt to any type of situation or environment. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, this one, since you're a fresh graduate, I'm sure you have, recent memories about this. What college subjects did you like least and why?
Oh, here, to be honest, is math. Math.
Same.
To be honest, in the first year, in my career, or I my first course that my parents wants to get me the math major, but uh, my own perspective and views, I already engineering students before, but I was failed because I a lot of struggle of that course. But I told my parents not to get math major because it's really hard, and I got failed some grades on that.
So
So
you were saying that you took up engineering
yes,
course first before
yes,
shifting to education.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Also at the university, the same school.
Mm-hmm.
But I told my parents not. I will talk English major because I think it's my weaknesses, and I want to enhance more in my communication skill. I want to boost my self confidence as well. So I think the last subject that I didn't like is math.
What about Prof Ed subjects that you
Basically, I like
like the least?
basically I like prop ed. I like um theories, philosophies or something like that.
So you enjoyed
Yeah,
all those
like
professional education subjects.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, this one, last question. If you are in a boat on a fresh water in Lake Lanao, in which your hand is a rock, and then you throw the rock into the lake, how is the lake's water level affected? This is kind of
It's very hard.
technical question.
Yes, ma'am. Indeed, you are in a boat on a fresh water in Lake now. So in your hand is a rock. So you threw the rock into the lake. How is the lake water?
Maybe this would test your
Think critical
all
thinking.
around knowledge, no? And as an educator, not just your knowledge in English.
It's that kind of stuff. Like one. So I think it's the lake will well blow up. No, you are in a boat in the fresh water in the Lanao. When
All
you're
right. Sige, so not to give you a hard time, let's just skip this question. This is kind of okay. This one. What is the important lesson you have? Is my mic on? All right. What is the important lesson you have learned from this pandemic, and how has this changed your perspective as an educator, most especially?
So as an educator, it is for me it is important the less I mean to give directly to give more importance in everyday life. Because I believe that life is no other than importance in humanity right now, because being it's a lot of it's a lot of people, ma'am, good ma'am, namatay din every day due to our pandemic. So life is mas ano yung importance, ma'am. So I changed a lot. My views, my perspective is to one's life, or if you valued someone's life, then you should live with her or live with them. So
Okay, what about how has this pandemic changed your perspective in terms of learning? Online learning, as a teacher, how do you think you could apply the things that you experienced or learned in this pandemic in your future life as a teacher?
yes, ma'am. To be honest, it's hard to be teach basically to teach in online, ma'am, because all our instruction are held in via conference meeting. So I changed a lot of my perspective when it comes in um, doing the connections, and also a huge adjustment yun, ma'am. Yun na, ma'am, huge adjustment since as I mentioned earlier, easily that adapt is a new environment, kanang new environment, ma'am, ba sa mode delivery karon. So rag nag-change ako kaysa sa katong face to face nga online class. So it's really hard to teach online class like in face to face. So
All right.
it's really hard to change the new environment. Adjust.
Okay, thank you very much, Evander, for your time and for sharing your thoughts to everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else?
Next, ma'am, is from Tibungco, Joanne Hetalia.
Nauna dyan ang place.
Yun kasi nasa pangalan niya. Yes, Joanne, kindly on your camera and also your audio.
Hi, Joanne.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. What program are you taking right now?
Bachelor of Elementary Education.
Okay, we also have a teacher here. All right. So, before anything else, can you tell me first about yourself, Joanne?
Okay, I'm Joanne Arhetalia, taking up Bachelor of Elementary Education. So, I am already a mother of 3 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right, we can see you now.
okay. I am already a mother of 3 kids, and ma'am, super ingay.
It's okay. I think you're outside. Are you in a business establishment or something?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you at work?
Oh, wala, ma'am. May pinuntahan kasi kami.
Okay. Sige, let's just make this quick. So you were saying that you're a mother of 3 kids and then
Yes, and I am a full-time. I am a housekeeper, no work, mom.
okay. So as a teacher, same question. What's the most important lesson you have learned from this pandemic and how has this changed your perspective?
For me, I think hard. Uh, what is the important lesson you have learned from this pandemic? I think hard work. For me, hard work because it helped me to survive to survive.
Okay, why did you take education? Why did you take up education?
Honestly, I take education because I love teaching. I love to manage the different behavior of I want to show the different behavior of the learners. That's all, ma'am.
Okay. This one, where do you see yourself in 7 years?
For me, I can see myself in 7 years that I am successful because in my in my I want to build a small business in the future.
Okay. So, last question. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Thank you, Joanne. Sige,
Thank
may
you,
wear your
ma'am.
face mask now.
Thank
Kasi
you, ma'am.
madakpan ka na. All right.
Next,
Do you have
ma'am,
some more?
is Roslyn Paradero. Roslyn, kindly on your mic and also your video.
We have wala lang questions left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have plenty of volunteers pa, Sir Benj? Or
Meron pa, ma'am.
okay. Sige, hi Roslyn. What's your program?
Hi, good morning, ma'am. By the way, I am taking up BSBA major in marketing management.
Okay, si BAE. Sige. So this is the real interview now. Okay, Roslyn, I see that you're a business graduate. So could you tell me more about yourself?
Yeah. By the way, yeah. Once again, my name is Roslyn Paradero, and what I can say about myself is I am enthusiastic. Um, I have this leadership skills, communication skills, and I can do tasks even in under pressure. And I can say that I am willing to do things that will be given to me and can do it in a very specific time.
Okay, thank you. So how do you think your college life has prepared you for this kind of job?
Well, I can say that my college life prepared me very well because aside from studying, I was also working at the same time. So I can say that aside from learning in school, I also learning outside. So and I can say that whatever position that I'm applying right now, or the position that I'm trying to apply right now, is that I'm capable of doing that because I can say to myself that I am well equipped, and I can say that all the learnings that I have can be applied to this position.
Okay, that's good to hear. Now, where do you see yourself in the next 7 years?
Well, 7 years from now, I can see myself like running my own business at the same time, um, having this position as a manager, because this position is one of my dreams, because I love handling people. And aside from that, I can say that I can manage time, I can manage people, and I can say also that the business that I have right now will grow after 7 years. By the way, I'm currently having my small business, which is ukay ukay.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's great. So you already have a business with you, no?
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you broke the rules? What was the situation and what did you do?
Okay, so the last time that I broke the rules, I think way back when I was a trainer. That time it's because I was a time when my one of my trainees having a personal problem. So in part of the rules of the company is that if one of the trainees will not attend during the trainings, they will be automatically what we call this, they are not allowed to proceed in the next step. So what I did is that I just made excuses, and I asked my boss to consider of what that trainee is was I mean having that time. So and I know to myself that it's a big no to cover up someone's what term should I use? Someone's shortcomings, or let me say not following the company's rules. But in that is I just did that I don't know, but I just that was the last time as far as I
How did
remember.
your boss react to that?
So my boss was shocked because, and he asked me, why did you do that?
Were you
And I
reprimanded?
no, I just I explained because by the way, as a trainer before, I also looking at the situation of my trainees, because I do believe that aside from this workplace, the workplace that I'm having is that each of us has this personal issues. So and the time my boss just considered me that, and I promise not to do that again. So yeah, but I was also thankful. I took risk also because I was thinking that if I am not going to do that, I may put that person into let me say, I put one of the dreams of that person in having in that company, because I know that it's not easy to be to apply in that position. So I took risks, and I thank God that never bad thing happened.
Okay, so I take it that you're quite considerate and sympathetic, no, of your subordinate's situation. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a bad thing at all. So
Yes.
thank you for that. Now, how do you deal with pressure or a stressful situation?
Okay. How I deal pressure or stressful situation is that instead of overthinking, I find ways like or let me say I something like in writing ways, like I construct ideas, and after that I ask others if how it works, if it will be effective or not. And aside from that, if I feel like I feel the pressure, the stressful situation, what I am doing is I just sleep 8 hours, and then after that I can say that I already recovered, and that's the time that I allow my um, thoughts to work. And I'm not I don't used to overthink too much, because it may lead me into trouble or doing things that is not good for me.
Okay, so at least you know how to listen, no, to yourself, and you give yourself enough time to sleep. Not everybody
Yeah.
does that.
Yes.
Okay, last question. If you will be hired, what would be your first 30, 60, 90 days look like in this role?
Okay, if I'll be hired, what would be my first 30, 60 days? Okay, so since I'm applying as a manager, position of as a manager, I can say that I will be very effective leader, because one of my skills is leadership skills. So I have this attitude that I don't want anyone will be left behind in a certain group. So I want, if I have this goal to be at the top, I want everybody come with me. So and I can say that I can show that in the very first day of my job, up until the last day that that I have in the company.
Okay, thank you very much, Rosaline, and I'm excited, no, to see how you would perform, no, in this company if ever you'll
Yeah.
be hired. So thank you very much for your time
Thank you,
and good
ma'am.
job. All right, do we have some more, Sir Benj?
Yes, ma'am. We have Carlos Duma.
Okay. Hello, Carlos. After Carlos, we still have others or
Wala na, ma'am.
okay.
Carlos, kindly on your mic and also your video.
Hi, Carlos.
Um, Hello.
Hi, good morning. What's your
Yeah,
program?
I'm currently taking a CBAA major in marketing management.
Okay,
I was actually
marketing.
randomly picked by Sir Benji, but I took the opportunity as well to be able to learn more.
Yeah,
But
this
I
is a
do
good
appreciate that.
experience.
So,
Okay. So, all
I'm
right,
just
before I
wondering if you can see me as of
yes,
this
yes, we
moment.
can. We can see you.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me something about yourself first.
Okay, sure. I'm Carlos Bidumat Jr. I came from a big family with a good heart, I must say. And I'm a pet lover as well. So aside from that, I'm currently as a ward financial clerk in our church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or we are known as Mormons by
Mm,
other people. Yeah,
okay.
basically things like that.
So, what people from other generations should understand from today's millennials? So, what's your opinion on this?
Oh,
What
this is
should
a
be?
wonderful question. Um, for me personally, based on my experience, um, the one thing that other people should learn or should understand from today's millennials is that nowadays youth are more aggressive when it comes to their vision. They are more stubborn in achieving their stubborn, and yet um, without realizing what would be the consequences would it be in the future. Uh, People should understand that it's also good to be aggressive and stubborn in your vision as long as it is just and considerate in a way that it would affect positivity to other people.
Okay. Now, what do you think are the most important characteristics and abilities a person must possess to become successful? And how would you rate yourself in these areas?
Okay. So I think the most important characteristics, or one of the most important characteristics and abilities should the person have must possess to become successful is to be persistent or persistence, I must say. Personally, I experienced, especially in this pandemic, uh, you just not have to set goals and determination is not enough, but yet you have to be persistent in your goal in order to achieve such kind of dreams in your life. And uh, being persistent is showing that you are consistent in whatever you desire to be in the future. And yeah, honestly, I would rate myself in these areas as number 7. Basically, we're not perfect though, but still we have to improve and evaluate ourselves day by day, because every day is another great day to learn and to discover things, especially in ourselves. In that aspect, I would rate myself as such.
All right, thank you. Now, how would you handle it if your boss was wrong?
How this is um for me, I would use my strength, in sharing my opinion what went wrong in such kind of situation. Um, Listening skills or listening to someone's side is very important, especially if you are employed in such kind of company. There's nothing wrong with sharing or citing your own opinion, but however, you have to be sensitive when and what to talk, especially if you are dealing with your boss. Because in a company, you should be work in unity and teamwork. So I guess your boss would listen to you if, as long as your opinion is just and considerate, relevant to this kind of situation.
Okay, last question. Of all the pool of applicants, why should we hire you for this job?
You should hire me in this job because not just after with the salary, practically speaking, but I've learned in this pandemic crisis that one thing that an applicant must possess in order to get a job is to um, versatile when it comes to tasks or even in applying a job. I must say versatility is very important. As I came along with this pandemic crisis, it's because you just not need to focus on one skill in yourself, but also you have to be versatile, or you have to adapt and learn and must able to discover new things, not just, or you have to out in your comfort zone. So I think versatility for me would definitely one characteristic that would stand out if you should hire me, and I would be able to apply in the long run if you will give me an opportunity to be part of your prestigious company.
Okay, so thank you very much, Carlos, for that.
You're welcome.
And thank you and congratulations again to all our student volunteers or students who just got volunteered, who were victims of today's segment. So great job, everyone.
You are
So,
picked.
Sir, Sir Bench will give more inputs on how we could, improve our responses to these questions. So let's start with here.
And also, Ma'am Is, please help me. Okay, so the first question on what can you do for us that other candidates can? So in this question, no, you have to really sell yourself. What are your skills? No, especially you go back to the qualifications, no, that that position na gina-require. So in order for you to be able to answer, no, the questions, no, na what can you do for us that other candidates can? No, the notion here is that once your mga kompetensya are experienced already, then that becomes a factor no, for a new applicant or an entry-level applicant. No, but of course, no, your experience during college or even other experiences that you have can actually be your tool, or even no, your generation, your being a millennial can actually be an advantage in order for you to be um, um, to get the job that you're applying. So yeah. So how has your experience in your college prepared you for your career? So this is the very thing no, that you really have to get involved no, in every activities no, that the school offers. So kailangan talaga in order for you to really give nice answer no, to your experiences. So your experiences with the subjects, no, mga or even mga activities sa school. So this will become no, your tool no, for you to answer the question of how prepared you are. Okay. Next month. This one. So what salary are you expecting? So this question, no, very tricky to siya na question. No? It's very important na we have also to set no, what's our point on this. Kasi you'll be boxed in a situation na ano ba yung salary gina-expect mo? Like for example, if you will give no, an exact amount of this, na, what if the expected salary pala for that is higher than yung ginasabi mo? Like you say 15,000 pero pala yung salary for this is like more than 15,000. So what we suggest is that yun, we have to para paksansyahin natin yung company no, that they adhere no, to the law with regards to salary no, minimum salary that will be given to an entry level employee. So in that way no, dili ka ma-box in no, dili ka marag wala kay magawsan no, is because nga you are kaning you're boxed in a situation na parang it's very difficult to say, especially in terms of amount. So yan siya. And of course, no, you can also bolster no, your experience or even your the next time around no, once you will be hired and you will do excellent no work on that. So pwede talaga na mag-increase din yung salary.
Next.
Okay. If you're an animal, so which one would you want to be? So these are testing no, your personality of who you are. No, they want to know more about you. So do not just say state an animal without explaining no, kung anong personality of that animal. And then don't just kanang end no, kung ano yung personality. For example, a lion because you're a strong person. But you have to connect it no, to the position that you're applying for or to the job that you want to. So kailangan may connection din siya. So give an answer and then relate it to the position na gusto mo makuha in that company. Okay, so ito, how many hours a week do you usually work and why? So this one, so kanina na marag naglisod kay marag ihap pa pila kay hours. Okay, so this one you just go directly na you are like, of course, every one of us, like if it is necessary no, to have an overtime because it is a need no, for that work, and you can have that one. So you can actually make that as an answer. Kasi tinatest dito yung commitment mo for the work. So yeah. Next. Okay, so makita niyo there are also questions, diba? Mga situational questions. So these questions are given in order for them to really know more about you and also how critical you are in terms of situation. So mga decision making ani. So you also have to prepare for that. So mga decision making. So you see na at some point din naman kayo related sa position na akong gina-applyan. But of course, again, sa mga sa seminar na giingin ni Sir Ray, that all this question should be answered and always go back how you would relate that one to the position that you are applying. Okay. So ito, do you have any questions for me? So do not go out sa room or even in a virtual interview without asking a question. So again, you ask question about their meron ba silang mga binibigay ng mga advanced opportunities for the employee. Like for example, I'm in graduate studies, di kayo ano yung mga benefits that they can give to the sa'yo employee. So mga ganun mga questions. But do not ask questions ng mga personal. Okay, baka iba na yung mangyari. Alright? Sige. Ito, how do you deal with pressure or stressful situation? So, kung meron kayo estudyante, meron kayong mga stressful situation, you are being pressured. Same thing, once you go to work. Meron din tayong mga pressure sa trabaho. So, how do you deal with that? It's very important na meron tayong mechanism, How do we handle stressful situation so that dili ta maka-encounter of like other like depression or other things na dili na to madil ang situation. So others like for example, if you're very stressed, you want to go to a coffee shop, di ba? Or other things na gusto nimo buhaton, as long as there is tawag na a mechanism na ginagawa mo in order for you to really handle your stress. Ito, if you'll be hired, what would you do? What would you be first 30, 60, 90 days look like in this role? So expected once you are new to the work, so dili gid mo na kumaga dili din excellent gud ang mahatag na work. So it's very expected na in 30 days you're still inakapa pagyapon nimo ang trabaho. So getting to know about your work, and 60 days getting to know your employees, and 90 days in that way siguro you can really do your job well. So dili siya in an instant, like in a first day excellent tayon within work. But of course, you really have to make an effort to be excellent in that work. Okay? So kita natin that we are willing to learn. So what people from other generations should understand from today's millennials, so di ba mostly sa millennials ngayon like very aggressive, that becomes an advantage of a millennial because once you'll be given a work, you really want to do your best kasi nga because of your aggressiveness. Another thing is that in terms of technology, millennials are very advanced, and so today's the past generation should also understand now why there are personalities yung mga millennials ngayon that they cannot understand. It's because nga very fast yung pacing ng mga millennials ngayon. All right? So ito lang din yung mga yes. Okay, how would you handle it if your boss was wrong? Okay? So this one, so tama din yung sinabi kanina na if you have your opinion, well, you can also give your opinion. But again, boss is boss. All right? So parang rule number 1, you have to follow your boss. Then rule number 2, you go back to number 1. Okay? So ganun. But it's okay also to really give your opinion kasi meron naman ding mga boss na they're open to that. Okay? But then again, boss is boss. Right? So I guess yun lang yun yung mga questions. And ito, we already handled career fair. So I don't know if others naka-join na ng career fair, but this is actually a practice para sa inyo na mga students. I believe other schools are not doing this, but we do this sa sa CAED or even dito sa university natin for you to be prepared no sa kumbaga kaning situation no for interview. So we do mock interviewing. So ginatest natin yung non-verbal at verbal um, behaviors ninyo. Yun kasi yung tinitingnan natin. So for how many times na ginagawa natin yung mock interview or career fair, so nakita natin ano yung mga kailangan i-improve ng mga students. Like for example, in naka-red dyan, so our dressing, no? How we dress appropriately is very necessary. And then itong posture, so how you sit down, no? Like for example, kanina, like for example, ang kaning virtual, even though it's virtual, still you still have to sit down straight, no? Or your posture must be okay, no? Para makita no, ng interviewer that also you're very confident no, with yourself. And then, yun, displayed enthusiasm. So, we have to be enthusiastic, no? Kaya nang sinabi kanina ng isang interview natin, no, one of her ng attitudes, no, is yun, enthusiastic siya. Okay, so yun. Next. Okay, verbal behavior, okay. So ito siya, mga kailangan i-improve, no? Listen closely to questions. So kailangan no alam na we have to listen very carefully so that we can give the right answer. Okay, thank the interviewer for their time. So kailangan after the interview say thank you, no? Magpasalamat jud for the opportunity or even others kanay, di ba? They will give an email, no? Write an email for sa interviewer, no? Thanking for that opportunity na na-interview siya. So yan. And then focus on strengths, avoided weaknesses. So di ba na-mention na yan noon no during the component-based seminar no na we have also to admit no that we have weaknesses, we have mistakes. So not just lang so sa strength natin, but also we have to no plot also our strengths no. What can we offer to the company? So ask appropriately questions to the interviewer. So sinabi kanina no, wag yung mga personal masyado. Avoid use of filler or empty words lang, etc. So sahay makabuhat yung mga ano no fillers. So but we have to handle that one or refrain from using fillers. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so eto, we look for three things when we hire people. We look for intelligence, we look for initiative or energy, and we look for integrity. So, and if they don't have the latter, the first two will kill you. Because if you're going to get someone without integrity, you want them placed here. Okay, so that's why part yan siya ng ating core values, no? The honesty and integrity. So once you graduate, guys, dala-dala nyo yan no? As brand ng UM. You'll become brand ambassador of UM. Yung apat na core values natin, yun yung ina-expect no, ng mga industry na we will also observe once we will be employed no, sa kanila. You will be employed in the company. So una, no? Excellence, no? Then honesty and integrity, and then teamwork, no, you're willing to learn and also you're willing to be with others, and the last one is the innovation. So they're expecting no, that you have this what we call creativity. You know how to really give the best ideas that you can give for the benefit no, and the betterment of the company. Okay, so with that, so we're done with component C seminar. So do you have any questions? I and Ma'am Isa will really give our best to answer your questions. All right. Sige, do you have questions, guys? You can use the Q&A button no, for your clarifications. So if not, okay, so just to give you other announcement, so next na activity natin will be our tawag nito, meron tayong culmination. Okay, so that would be next week. So dali lang kayo no, hangak ba? Okay, so within this week also we will have our mock interview. and also the TikTok challenge. Okay, so you go to student career development, no, na TikTok. Anyways, instructions no, will be given no sa inyong LMS. So tanawon ninyo ang inyong Blackboard LMS para makabalo mo. So unsa inyong buhaton asa mo mag-adto sa inyong mga itong ani asa mo mag-adto no sa inyong TikTok. Okay, so dalawang options yan guys. First, kung ayaw nyo mag-virtual mock interview, gaya ng ginawa natin kanina, okay, ayaw nyo yun siya, so you can do the TikTok. If ayaw nyo naman mag-TikTok kasi it's like it's not your forte, so you can have the virtual mock interview. Okay, so schedule natin yan within this week. So para ma-apply nyo talaga yung mga gipang seminar natin from component B to component C. So that means no, sa TikTok, you'll have your duet no, with your coach. So ako, si Ma'am Isa at saka si Ma'am May. So tingnan nyo lang doon, you choose no, a question there. Madami naman kaming na-upload na doon ng mga videos namin. So hanapin nyo lang yung coach ninyo and then answer the question. Okay? So yun siya. And then you upload no, your video no, doon sa LMS. Okay? So, ganun lang yung gagawin ninyo on your TikTok. So, dalawa yan siya kung mag-TikTok kayo. The interview attire and also the job interview challenge. So, we will give the... Sir, ay ma'am?
Matawag daw karon, hindi na matawag usab sa virtual mock interview.
Ha?
We have a question sa Q&A.
Kung mga natawag karon sir, di na matawag usab sa virtual mock interview. Kamo na ang mo schedule if you want to have that virtual mock interview. So dili siya kana murag randomly pick. Kaganina mag sample lang guna to siya. So at least you have now the idea.
Warm up lang tong ganina guys.
So kung dili mo ganahan nga ato na setup, you can do the TikTok challenge. Pero if you want to challenge yourself na kanang pina-live din ang pag-ask of question, you challenge yourself for that. So you join the virtual mock interview. So with that, at least may options, diba? So advantage sa TikTok, guys, kay you can prepare. Diba? Kay na naman, prepared naman ang question. So magbuhat ng kaog video, no, unsay mong answer to that question. And also, irampa po din mo imong outfit. Pero not to the point na mura jud kag mag-Miss Universe or kanang mag-join og Mr. ang mga pageant, dili nga ang program. Like, there are kanang, diba, mga TikTok po ng mga videos na show lang nila ang ilahang attire. You just have to be creative on how you will show or present your attire. So sa virtual mock interview, of course, so dapat maka-video mo, tanawon na mo inyong attire kung appropriate ba yung attire. And also, you'll be asked questions. So there will be people, no? May outside sa UM or kami mag-interview sa inyong during the virtual mock interview. Okay? So ganun. And then, watch out din kayo for the announcement no, sa when will be our culmination day. So surely after yun siya, then kailangan magsali kayo. Kasi once you cannot join, you'll be marked NG. Same thing then with your career portfolio. So we will just post, your coach will just post announcement or instruction with regards to how you're going to submit your career portfolio. Okay? Other questions? Okay. Ayun, so gina-check din mo. So dili lang siya kanang murag half lang. So patindogon mo sa inyong interviewer, tanaw nila inyong inyong attire. Kasi nga di ba virtual tayo ngayon. So ang ginaon sa is kanilang dare. So tanawon po na mo ang sa baba. So dapat naka-attire jud mo na. Kasi nga yung mga nag-TikTok full man gid ilang attire, makita man gid sa ilaha. So dapat same thing pod sa virtual na makita. Advantage lang ng virtual mock interview, there's no need for you to edit, mga other na ways for your TikTok. So at least diretso lang. So mag-join lang ka sa Zoom and then interview. So yun, pero pag ayaw niyo yun, you want to become creative, so mas confident mo sa TikTok. So you can do that. So, okay, so we will give mga prizes for that. Okay. Sa ato ang culmination. Someone is raising. Wala. Other question. Tama ba ang narinig ko, sir, na kami na bahala sa schedule sa mock interview? No, we will give the schedule. Okay, tapos
You
maghatag
just
lang.
decide for what time.
Mag-decide
not for
lang
the
kayo
time.
kung ano na time. We will just give the schedule sa inyo. Maghatag lang niyo link, no, para ibutang ninyo dito inyong name and also ano yung preferred schedule. Okay, so all of those no, na mga instruction, ibutang lang naman sa Blackboard LMS. So visit, panahon dito, okay?
So button sa culmination.
Mag-culminate. Okay, so sa culmination, no, naatay ko na speaker, no, na-invite natin for a career talk, and then, of course, program. So, culminating activity na siya. So, at the end of the program, no, you'll be given certificate, no, as na-complete ninyo ang project. Okay? And then yun, yung maipapresent natin yung mga ano ninyo, mga TikTok na mga videos ninyo, and also na mga intermission, and also i-present natin sa atong best in career portfolio, and also best in virtual mock interview, best in TikTok job interview attire, and best in TikTok job interview challenge. So yun, all of those things, buhato na sa culmination day. Again, announcement, kung ano sa culmination, so tanawon lang ninyo inyong elements. So you're required to join sa culmination. Other questions pa? Oh, sorry, there's a foreign student. Ma'am, can you help me? All right, so you have to choose whether to have the virtual mock interview or the TikTok challenge. Okay, so you just choose either of the two. So if you're not confident of having the virtual mock interview, to apply all those lessons that we had since component B seminar until now sa component C. So you join the virtual mock interview. But if you don't want to have that one, you can do the TikTok challenge.
Sir, but I believe, Sir Benj, the instruction for both TikTok challenge and virtual mock interview will be posted on LMS, right?
Ay, tama. So you can check your LMS. Okay? How soon will those instructions be available in LMS? So expect within this day or tomorrow, all those instructions will be available na in LMS. Okay, so for Nicole, again, all those instructions or links for the TikTok will be given or will be posted on the LMS. Okay.
Sige, some more questions?
Wala naman. I think we're done na with our componency seminar. So thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget to have your screenshots as your evidence for your attendance. Okay, thank you very much and God bless.
Bye.
Bye. Yan na ako ni ma'am.
No, and